If my wheels ain't turning, then I ain't earning my whiskey, bourbon, my cigar burning. Soon as you heard it, you knew it was me. Before I menaced Mr. KEV, I roll on the scene.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev. I'm about 5 minutes away from where I need to be at for my delivery. It's been a long drive. It's been about 5 hours. Going from Fife to Spokane, where I'm at now. After this location, I'll be heading out to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Beautiful country. Yeah, and so today, I actually wanted to have a quick little conversation with you, a little bit of story time about a question that I got from some family members and a couple of friends. My wife wants to know sometimes too about whether or not there is racism in this industry. You know, do I think that it is racist, and what are my experiences dealing with racism, right? And first and foremost, spoiler alert, there's very little that I found. A lot of the experiences that I've had where it was unfavorable, not fun, not cool, usually was a matter of a person just straight up being a dickhead rather than them being like some Klansman. You know what I mean? Totally unfair. And I say this to all my brothers out there, especially all my younger brothers out there, getting in this business and doing any business, conducting any business, conducting yourself as a man in this world. You got to be able to think past level one. What's level one? Oh, man, that's racist. That's level one. Now, you might have that impression off of something that needs to be right up in here. You keep that in here, you keep that running in the background. You know what I'm saying? You keep it running like Task Manager on your computer. You control alt delete and you monitor that. You check that. You make sure you know that you know where you at with that. You don't act on the first level. The first level is your initial thought process of everything. You need to stay sharp, baby. Now, I like to think ahead, and you got to give people grace. Sometimes they just a dickhead. Sometimes they actually didn't see you there. You know, sometimes that person just talks to everybody like crazy as hell, and it's a matter of like, hey man, please adjust how you're talking to me because I don't like it. And you might have a situation where the guy's like, oh man, my bad. You know, they know they be talking reckless. You know, maybe they like you and they realize, man, I didn't even mean to offend you. I'm just an asshole. You know. Anyway, yeah. So most of the experiences that I've had, and I tell the brothers that I know, like, listen, man, you gotta be able to think ahead of what's going on. Don't pounce on the first thought, the first instinct. That's low level stuff. That's lizard brain stuff. Now, I've had an experience once. It was this winter, this most recent winter that passed. It was my first winter driving solo, meaning not with a teammate, in the whole winter season. And out here in the Northwest, the winter can be absolutely brutal. It can be absolutely brutal, especially when you do a route like I do, which I'm in eastern and western Washington. I'm in eastern Washington a lot. I'm traveling south a lot. I'm talking about like south of Beaverton. I'm talking about Klamath Falls. I'm talking about on one run 3 mountain passes. You know what I mean? Snoqualmie, Mount Hood, and whatever mountain that is down there by Klamath Falls. I'm talking about like hard stuff. And chaining and cold weather and switching gloves, having wet gloves, the whole nine, baby. It can be tough, and it was a real hard winter, bro. Anyway, I just was having a hard time. I had put some chains on. My chain slipped off when I was pulling out of the diesel pump, and I saw it, and it started to wrap around the axle, and I didn't want to have to drag that or have to deal with that, so I hopped out. Like, pretty much, I pulled up forward far enough for my trailer to leave the driver behind me room to get fuel. Like, I thought I was being courteous. And I even went as far as to hop out and run up to him and be like, hey, I know I'm stopped here and I'm doing some stuff with this chain. I just want to let you know I'm about to hustle up so I can make sure that, I'm out of your way. Because, we got places to be. We all have a clock to manage. I believe in personal, professional courtesy, We all in the same boat. All of us drivers, black, white, yellow, especially orange people, even green people, and my favorite, the purples. Now, anyway, dude immediately was just a straight up dick. He's like, you don't be doing that in the diesel lane. You shouldn't be doing that in the diesel lane anyway. You need to move that and do that over there. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. I'm not gonna waste time arguing with this guy. I'ma just do my thing. I run up. I start getting this chain unwrapped from around the axle, which was a good call, by the way. If I didn't try to get this thing off when I did, it would have been too far. It would have been too far wrapped around. I would have had to break it with a hammer and like a chisel, which I didn't have either at the time. Needless to say, there was a guy next to me that saw the whole thing go down, and he's like, "Hey man, you need some help?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I appreciate that." He's like, "Just pull over here, pull your truck over here, man. I'll help you out." And mind you, I put chains on dozens of times at this point. So, but even then, like, we all can learn. We all can get better. And this was a matter of, like, making a mistake and trying to get better. And so anyway, I pull over, and as I'm trying to get out, I see the guy recording me. He's recording me on his phone so that he can, I imagine, put me on Bonehead Truckers. To be honest, I hadn't seen myself on there yet. I had ended up confronting him, which was like not recommended, guys. You don't want to be trying to fight guys at the diesel pump, First of all, it's stupid, it's emotional, and that's not how a man should operate when he don't like how somebody getting down. You should always try to resolve your issues diplomatically, and that also especially goes for my brothers, my youngsters. You want to be diplomatic. You don't want to be confrontational to the point of physicality until you have no option. And we all have that warrior in us, We men, we want to show cats what time it is. That you ain't gonna punk me, you ain't gonna talk to me crazy. But nah, you gotta stow that. You gotta stow that, man. Put that in the compartment. It'll come out when it's needed, and when it's needed, it'll be useful. It may even save your life at some point. But if you're wasting it, using it every time you get mad, that's whack. That's emotional stuff, man. We're not running off of just pure emotions. Now, I say that because I'm human. We're all human. We make mistakes, and I was very emotional. I was upset. I was angry. My hands were frozen bricks. I couldn't even feel the steering wheel. My tire had so much chain damage that I thought I was going to have a blowout. It was just bad. It was just bad news, man. I'm here at my stop. So yeah, dude is recording me, and I see him doing this, and I'm like, yo, MF, what you got your phone out for? What's good? Like, what's good? What you got your phone out for? I hop out of the truck, I pop my brakes, hop out, roll up on this cat. Luckily, it didn't come to fisticuffs, because, like, he didn't want that. Honestly, I didn't want that. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I knew I was conducting myself in a bad manner. And I called him all sorts of POSs and SOBs and such, and, it just wasn't cool. Now, another issue I had with this guy was I was like, yo, you're a graybeard, man. You should be trying to help me out. You don't know if I'm a young driver or nothing. I'm just basically projecting shit on him at this point. And I'm like, yo, you should be helping me out. You're the graybeard. You're the old head in the situation. You're the senior driver. I know you've been doing this long enough. Like, you should be trying to help me out instead of trying to record me making a mistake. Because my mistake could hurt someone. And you recording it for a laugh is less productive than trying to help a brother out. And he put his phone away. I was all up in his face. You know, I wanted a piece, and I'm glad it didn't come down to that. Long story short, immediately after the situation, the guy that asked me to help him, he's like, hey, that guy was being a dick. Like, let's get you set up, yada, yada, yada. He happened to be driving to Cali. He had his wife with him, and he took the time to get out of his truck and take that 15 minutes to help me put my chains on and to unwrap my chain off my axle and get rolling down the road, you know what I mean? And I appreciate that guy for that. I offered him a cup of coffee, some lunch. You know, I was like, let me buy you and your wife something, man. I wanted to give back because I felt as though I was doing a disservice to humanity by acting like a barbarian, you know what I mean? I have times, and there are times when you gotta nut up, you know what I mean? You can't let people push you around. But I felt like, you know, let me do something nice. He refused. I thanked him, thank you so much, and I got on my way. And speaking of getting on my way, I actually need to do this delivery, so I'll continue this story with you shortly, all right?